Trust them when they say that. We had hope in Obama, but it's just the same. It shows that Israel has enormous power in the U.S. Yeah, hang on just a second. I'm getting a word now from my Zionist master. Yes, okay. Israel is good. What is wrong with people? They talk about controlling nuclear weapons in Iran, but Israel has them. Secret facilities and everything. Ooh. Anti-Semitism and socialism. Boy, they've got a long, long history. There's a reason that young socialists of today are being taught that Israel isn't the enemy. In the 1970s, the left-wing German terrorist Ulrich Meinhof, he sounds friendly, he said, oh, is it she? I bet she's pretty, too. She said, Auschwitz meant that 6 million Jews were murdered and carted onto rubbish dumps of Europe for being what was maintained of them. Money, Jews, finance, capital, and the banks. The hard-core system of imperialism and capitalism had diverted the people's hatred of money and exploitation away from themselves and onto the Jews. The hatred of the Jews is actually the hatred of capitalism. That's fantastic. An honest one. Look, this idea predates Hitler. I'll show you the roots of socialism and anti-Semitism because you need to see it. And it's all the same. It's go to the Holocaust Museum. Remember. If you can't make it to the Holocaust Museum, I'll remind you. Next. All week we have seen radicals, left-wing socialists attacking Israel. But still, socialists want to condemn Israel. But there's a history here that we need to remember. I just want to ask you this. How many have to die to remember who keeps killing the Jews? In 1844, Karl Marx, self-hating Jew, said, quote, "What is the secular basis of Judaism? Practical need, self-interest. What is their worldly religion of the Jew? Huckstering. What is the worldly God? Money." Well, very well then. Emancipation from huckstering and money, consequently from practical real Judaism, would be the self-emancipation of our time. Now, some of Marx's followers believe that if you could convince the public to hate the Jewish capitalist, you could get them to eventually hate non-Jewish capitalists as well. Judaism and capitalism. Hate the Jew first. They go hand in hand. Socialism breeds intolerance, while capitalism encourages diversity and competition. The term anti-Semitism was coined in 1879 by Wilhelm Marr. He was a German. He published a book, The Victory of Judaism over Germandom. He founded an anti-Semitic journal and an anti-Semitic league. Marr was a radical socialist. The Nazi Party subordinated all sectors of the economy through controls, regulations, strict taxation, and contracts. I mean, take a look at their 25-point platform. I think I only have one of the... This is part of them. Here's number 4. Only those who are our fellow countrymen become citizens. Only those who have German blood, regardless of creed, can be our countrymen. Hence, no Jew can be our countryman. National Socialist Workers' Party, the Nazis. We demand the nationalization of all trust. We demand profit sharing in large industries. We demand a generous increase in old age pensions. We demand a law to expropriate the owners without compensation of any land needed for the common purpose. Okay? After World War II, anti-Semitism spiked up again with Joseph Stalin. The textbooks were rewritten, removing the Jewish role in history. Government texts dealing with Germany and World War II made no mention of the Holocaust at all. Now let's look at the U.S. By the 1920s, 3 of the 4 cities with the most Jews were located in the United States. Socialism and anti-Semitism have complemented each other throughout history. The United States has been a place where capitalism and religious freedom has always thrived. So now let me ask you, 130 years after the term anti-Semitism was coined by a socialist, is this what we represent now? We're going to hate the Jews and hate capitalism. How many have to die to remember who keeps killing them? When we come back, I'll show you what this administration has done just in the last 15 or so months to our relationship with our friend and ally, Israel. Israel declared its independence in 1948. You know how long it took for the United States to recognize its existence and stand by it? 11 minutes. That's how strongly the Truman administration felt about Israel. If that were now, would the Obama administration done the same thing? I wonder.
The bond between the United States and Israel is unbreakable today, unbreakable tomorrow, unbreakable forever.
78% of Jewish Americans, or 8 out of 10, selected Obama for the White House in 2008. But only half now say they would re-elect him, according to a recent survey by the McLaughlin Group. So, what happened? Well, that's probably the same question the Jewish community is asking themselves.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Just days after Obama's inauguration, it watched him give his first television interview to an Arabic outlet. A few months later, the Jews watched him travel to the Muslim country of Turkey for his first overseas trip as president.
I'm deeply committed to rebuilding a relationship between the United States and the people of the Muslim world.
Next, they saw him fly to the Muslim country of Saudi Arabia.
I thought it was very important to come to the place where Islam began.
And then to the land of pyramids, Egypt.
I've come here to Cairo to seek a new beginning between the United States and Muslims around the world.
Now, you'd have to ask yourself, how many times has this president visited Israel? Not once since he took office, igniting criticism that the administration may be more pro-Islam than pro-Israel. 36 Jewish Democratic members, Democrats in Congress, expressed their concerns about U.S. relations with Israel to the president when they met with him just last month. The meeting followed public reprimands from this administration over the building of apartments in East Jerusalem. Another unsettling issue for many in the Jewish community arose after Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited the White House in March and was perceived to have been snubbed by his host. Reporters were not invited to see Netanyahu shake hands with the president and begin their talks. Why? Now, 3 months later, the administration joins the public outcry over the Israeli Flotilla raid in the Gaza Strip. President Obama chose a Jewish congressman with a middle name Israel to be his chief of staff. It was a move that gave many Jews high hopes for the next 4 years. But now, not even halfway into the president's first term, those hopes are fading. Emanuel admitted to a group of rabbis just last month the Obama administration has, quote, screwed up the messaging on their support for Israel, and it will take time to make up for that. Only time will tell.
America, I mean, I don't know if you feel it, but something's not right here. Something is just not right here. And it's up to you, because the media is not going to do it. It is up to you to figure it out. It is up to you to decide what's right and wrong and who we are. It is up to you to write the American story. Final thoughts next. America, progressives don't treat you like an adult. I will. We're being told that it's wrong to discriminate. No, it's not. Discrimination is wrong if you're just basing it solely on a group of people or a color or anything else. For instance, if I said all bad Jews or all Arabs are bad, are there bad Jews? Yes. They're mostly good. Arabs, same. Soldiers, same. Bad cops? Yeah, a few. Most of them are great. Bad Americans? Yeah, a few. You discriminate. You look at them and you say, this one's bad, this one's good. Not by groups, but you use your own judgment. I want you to join me in Salt Lake City for something I call the American Revival. It's happening Saturday, the 17th at the Energy Solutions Arena. For more information, go to glenbecktours.com and don't miss it in Salt Lake City. From New York, good night, America.